Hi, this is Phil from PDQ Merchant Enterprises and the ATM Mastermind Group page, and in today's video we'll be talking about the top 5 questions and answers that you guys are always asking about insurance in the ATM business. Always remember, here at PDQ Merchant Enterprises and the ATM Mastermind Group page, we buy your freedom back one transaction at a time. Here we go, the top 5 questions and answers about insurance in the ATM business. So question number 1 is, Phil, should I get insurance? If I get insurance, who should I get it with? How do I get it? And basic questions like that. Now, I've been in the ATM business for over 20 years. And one of the challenges, especially for you guys brand new in the game, is can I get insurance and how do I get insurance? Well, right now, one of the hardest things to do is get insurance for the ATM. So what I would recommend you guys do starting out in the game is to go with what we call self-insurance. What is self-insurance? That's where you insure the ATM. You take all the beatings, all the losses of if the ATM gets vandalized or gets stolen or gets robbed. And anyway, you guys self-insure it. That's the best course of action right now. It's the most cost-efficient way to do it in the game right now. And if you only got one ATM or a couple, it's the best way. Now, we're going to go into point number 2, and I'm going to tell you the companies that are out there. However, it's very cost inefficient for you guys to do this. But if you guys feel that you need to do this, then I highly encourage you to do it. But right now, I would say self-insure, which means you're going to insure this ATM yourself, is the best way to do it. Point number 2, ATM insurance. So you can go out there. There's basically one company out there right now that is insuring people on their ATMs. I'm not going to give you the name of that company. You'll have to do some research. You can call us. We'll give you that name. I'm not going to tell you that because we were endorsing that company, and I'm not going to do that. However, there's one company that does it. We'll do it, but they charge $1,000 to insure one ATM up to 6. Now, before we got into COVID, before there was all the riots in the streets and an uprising in our country, that company was insuring ATMs for $500 from 1 to 6. Very nice, very good, easy, cost justifiable for you guys who are just getting in the game. And it was easy. Now it's $1,000 because of all the challenges. I had a personal conversation with that company. I said, what can we do? And they said, there's nothing we can do anymore. This is our rates. This is what it is. Okay, great. But it hurts the new guys in the game for the insurance. It doesn't allow them to function. So that's why we go back to point number 1, which I said, you know what? Take the $1,000, put that $1,000 in an account. You know what? After a year, now you got $2,000 account. Year 3, you got $3,000. You can take any kind of beating with $3,000, and you saved yourself. And if you never get robbed or never anything happens or no vandalism, which, you know what? It very rarely happened to me over 20 years in the game, and we only had a few incidences, hundreds of ATMs. We've been very fortunate. I don't know. Just the right spot at the right time, maybe the right partners. I don't know. But there wasn't a lot of challenges that we had. So, but going back to the insurance, you know what? You can get that one company and they will charge you $1,000 up to between 1 and 6 ATMs. And the other thing is, you have to make sure that ATM is bolted down to the floor and that ATM has an alarm system on that building. If they don't have an alarm, that company will not insure you unless it's a 24-hour place that's open 24 hours. Then they will insure you. So you're going to have an alarm and make sure it's bolted to the floor. Some of you guys don't want to bolt to the floor. You can't get insured. The location doesn't have an alarm, you can't get insured. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about insurance. So if you're interested in starting your very own ATM business, I want to invite you to my free training entitled How to Start My ATM Business Before I Purchase My First ATM. So you can start off the ATM business the right way and avoid costly mistakes along the way. Where you'll discover how the ATM business works and possible income that you can make explained in detail, how to set up an ATM business and what category you need to register under, how to open up a business bank account for your ATM business. Plus, I will share with you how to talk to bankers professionally and intelligently so you feel confident and prepared when talking to them. Others charge for this training, but I'm going to give it to you absolutely free. So click the link down below for a limited time. Again, this is Phil from PDQ Merchant Enterprises and the ATM Mastermind Group page, where we buy your freedom back one transaction at a time. Thank you. Point number 3, when you start out and you get insurance, you can just start with the small little insurance. Like I would say, for us, it was just vandalism. So if they just beat up on your ATM, they didn't steal it, but it was vandalized, then you know what? We can get insurance. So how we started out in the game is we self-insured, then we went to vandalism policy on our existing insurance. So we had a general liability umbrella with a provided carrier that wasn't one of the ones I mentioned before. And number two, I didn't mention anybody, but it wasn't part of that. And then we asked our insurance company, will they take ATMs just for vandalism? And of course they did, because we had a general liability $1 million insurance or umbrella on our business. So point number 4, we went from vandalism to we went to theft. So that way, if they stole the ATM, we got our money back for the ATM, not the cash in the ATM. If they vandalized it, we had insurance. If somebody got hurt on the ATM, we had insurance. If they stole the ATM, we got insurance. Not the cash in the ATM, not the cash in transit, not my cash, but that ATM, we got covered. But it was under a general liability umbrella policy for our whole company, which I recommend you guys get after you get a few ATMs. And point number 5 is then we were able, after we built some business, after we got a little bit bigger, after we were in the game for a little while, we were able to get cash in the ATM coverage. Now, it takes a little bit of time to go with that. That other insurance company, they might insure that, but it costs a lot of money. But we were able to secure that kind of insurance. Okay, but now it took us, that insurance company wanted us to be in business for 3 years. We were in business for over 10 when we got it all dialed in. But on the 3rd year, we could start to get insurance for the ATMs and for the cash in transit and for the crime and for the theft. But it took a little bit because the insurance company wanted to make sure that we were a legitimate company, that we were in business for a while, and they don't look for a lot of losses. So they want to make sure that we were who we said we were, which we were. Then it became a little more evident and a little more transparent for them to insure us. And then a bonus point number 6 is, can you get insurance for cash in transit? Phil, what's cash in transit? Cash in transit is when you have the money, you put it in a safe in your vehicle, and you take it over to the location and you're putting in the ATM. That is something that you can do. And then I said, cash safe in your vehicle. Phil, there's companies out there that would put a safe in your vehicle? Yes, there are. There's companies out there that'll put a safe in your vehicle, they'll hide it under the seat, put it in the glove compartment, put it somewhere else in your car, cut a seat out. They'll put it there in case you guys want to utilize that vehicle to have it more secure. So just to let you know, that is an option out there. Or you could put, if you have a van, you can put safes in a van. So those companies are out there, but then you can insure that cash in transit to make your life a little bit easier or make you sleep at night in case you think maybe you get robbed. It doesn't happen a lot, hardly ever happens, but it could happen. And for you guys who are thinking about it, how do I do it? Those are the possibilities. Again, this is Phil from PDQ Merchant Enterprises in the ATM Mastermind Group page, where we buy your freedom back one transaction at a time. Thank you.